Well, I'll bring it back. I unmute. You're thinking, Rokk, where's your video? Where's the video you always have every week, Rokk? I deleted it. I only just found out 2 seconds ago. You fellas are probably muted as well, by the way, because it'll be the duration of the video for a few seconds. But it's all good. I'll unmute you. There we go. Look at that. Oh, gents. Ray, fantastic to see you back from your sick bed, my friend.
Yes. I'm still testing positive for it, but I'm just doing what my doctor tells me, drinking fluids and staying away from the family, and in here in my game, playing games and stuff.
Oh, bless him, his throat. You can hear it there, can't you, William?
You can hear it. But hey, he couldn't be trapped in a more fun room. That is for sure.
This is true, yeah. So this is literally you're isolating in your games room. I love that. What have you got, like a camper bed or something? Or I mean, what's the deal?
I got my couch right here. I got a leather couch that folds out.
Wow.
So I just stretch. I can put a blanket. I also can play my games on my big screen TV, or I can come over here to my PC, or whatever. But
that's awesome.
This sucks, man, because I thought it was gonna be like a 1 week thing. And then I was feeling good. I was telling everybody that I was feeling great.
Yeah.
And then I woke up in the next morning and I felt like death. And I got positive again. And I'm like, oh my God. So I've tested 3 times, and all 3 times I've been positive. So sometimes it's 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know. But just make sure you don't want to get your kids. You don't want to get your significant other sick. Just mask up or quarantine yourself. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, having my wife take my son to school.
Wow. It's still out there, isn't it? You see, people were thinking, yeah, it's all good, you ain't gonna get it, but I'm afraid it's still out there. It's true. As you know, my youngest, she caught it again. She's got it now, and I tell you what, it's a bit of a sad story, Ray. But it was my wife's birthday last weekend. You may have seen me kayaking. I did a little live stream from the ocean, bobbing about. I was my wife's birthday, but it was tinted with sadness because my youngest couldn't be there. She was in isolation, miles away at university. So she never got to be part of my wife's birthday. She was so upset, the wife. But we'll get her back soon. A couple of days, hopefully, she'll be right as rain. But yeah, second time.
It was me and my wife, our anniversary. We got tickets to go see the Lion King show.
Ooh, that's a good one.
What'd you think of that?
You didn't go.
Couldn't go.
Oops. Yeah.
Didn't go. And I don't even think we got a refund on the tickets either. So,
Hakuna Matata, my friend.
A show, a dinner, even a little something.
Wow.
None of that. None of that.
Well, it's a good thing you got to enjoy your vacation, though. Where you caught COVID, of course, but at least you got to go out and enjoy that.
Hey, that's true. Legoland.
I don't know, man, because my wife went to, there was someone that retired from her nursing job, and so she did go to a party right before Legoland.
Ooh.
And I don't know. But then again,
shifting blame. I sense it.
Blame everybody else.
But we were on a plane, and they had us so packed. And I'm like,
that would be my guess.
It's hard. We did wear masks. I sanitized. I did everything. But you still, when you're eating at a place, you still got to take your mask off. Sometimes, I'm swimming in the pool, I take my mask off. I mean, it's just in the air, folks. So make sure you get boosted up, because it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's an absolute joy to have you back. Of course, we're missing one of our band members.
Guilty.
He's not guilty. He's guilty. Poor old John. I was watching his stream last night, the cracking stream with the old worms, and I thought about making a joke about having worms, and funnily enough, The very next day, I didn't think he looked too well, and I actually sent him a message during the show, and I said, "John, I don't think you're looking too good, my friend. I'm a bit worried. Are you okay?" And he came out and said, "Yeah, I'm a bit tired, still getting over the COVID from back along and what have you." And then today, "I take the day off. I feel so bad. I've spoken to the doctor, so I hope you're okay, my friend." Poor John. It's everywhere. I think it's a curse of the rock band. Dun dun dun.
Are we ever going to be like we're like moving around? It's like,
I know. Well, it's because we go on tour all the time, Ray. And every city you turn up, you've got the fans throwing themselves at you. You know what it's like, dude. They want to feel the drummer's sticks.
Those dirty roadies.
That's what it is, the dirty roadies. We've got some amazing chaps. We've got some amazing people in the chat, We've only got that epic cowboy. And I've even told him he's my favourite cowboy. And he's back, ladies and gentlemen. Raymond the Gaming Cyborg is back. Lo-Fi Monk, good to see you, my friend. Young William, with love in his eyes and love in his heart. He's back to play with us again. Victor, always good to see you. Who else we got here? We got a few folk. Sean, a.k.a. Wolock, is back in their house. He's wonderful. Look, wonderful. Long time no see, but I'm back in the chat. Bless you, my friend. Great to see you. Sean always tips me on some good sci-fi stuff coming to Netflix and all the other channels. So he keeps me in the loop on all that stuff. In lead. Sincere apologies for starting my show over the top of yours yesterday, mate, when you did your 1,000. But you got the lion's share of the views anyway. I kept telling them to go and watch you.
Great show.
He's a lad, isn't he? He's brilliant. Mr. Bayram Paul is in the hoose. Good to see you. Al Davis Music. I said this on my show yesterday. He's Code Z on Twitter, and he's written a special piece, a unique piece of music for something that's coming up this week, which I'll mention in a second as part of the news. Jin Hood, good to see you, Jin. Thank you so much. Good evening, good afternoon to you too. Young Mr. Wilson, who I have to say, folks, must be feeling very tired because every show that I popped into over the 1,000, there was Wilson chattering away and playing in the multi-playing stuff. So he's probably a bit tired, a bit frazzled. Pico Fusion, Stadia Krampus.
Hey, what's going on?
Krumnar, great to see you, buddy.
What's up?
Oh, look, it's Mrs. Stadia Pro. Great to see you too. Hope you're feeling a lot better now, by the way. After all that hideous business. Young Lukey 6, good to see you, dude. Yeah, because he got a special commendation the other day, didn't he? He did. Got a bit of a YouTube thing going on. Cloud Validation. Great. Larry, Curly, and Mo. Which one is Curly? How did it go? Brilliant. We never got much of them in the UK. I mean, I think we probably did in the 70s. But not much.
Oh, wow, that's sad.
Yeah, we didn't get them much. I know who we're talking about because I love all that stuff. Cal says, Ray is back. They told me you hit the Powerball for $1 billion.
You can see me here right now if I did.
No, indeed. Who else we got? That's it. Oh, there's a few more. That'll do for now, though, chaps. Amazing. Right, should we get on with the news? So I did have a look, and absolutely no googly toozy thing, but we knew that would be the case. I like to have it around just in case. So we're going to start top of the news with the big event of the week, the Stadia 1000. Oh, hang on. Stuart's just sneaked in to get mentioned. He's lurking in the bushes. Good on you, buddy. Good to see you. The Stadia 1000. Ray, I know you would have definitely been taking part if you'd have been better.
I watched it from Ryzak and saw the end with Squid.
Wow.
I honestly only missed 3 shows. I watched every show.
Did you?
Yeah.
I surprised myself, actually, because I watched probably about half of them. I had this personal alarm clock thing went off at 2 a.m. and I thought, oh, I'm awake. I may as well watch some YouTube.
There was some Stadia streamers from Germany that I thought was awesome. I thought France was really awesome. Met some new people from France. I thought that was great. And then just the Teardrop studio guy,
Dead drop.
Dead Drop. What did I say?
These fellas.
Drop.
You said a deer drop, and that's something
Yeah.
completely different.
I think let's go hunting.
COVID. The Dead Drop studio guy. He was He sometimes people think setting up streaming is easy. He has some issues, but he did a hell of a show, and he was promoting the game that he wants to get on Stadia and his Kickstarter. So I thought that was great. But it was just amazing.
Great event, wasn't it? Do you know, Ray? I think Dead Drop have probably been taken more to the hearts of the community than any other developer, any other studio. I mean, John and Ninja, and I've seen recent. I think Nerf carried some stuff, and Stadia Dosage has carried some stuff. And it's just one guy, isn't it? Am I right in saying it's just the one guy, or is it a bigger studio than that?
I think it. I don't know. I think that's got to be more than one, but I know that the one guy that I've been seeing the most promoted, and his passion and telling everybody, head over to the Kickstarter. I want to get this out on Stadia. He's got all the different ideas and stuff for the game that just sounds great. When he showed the video yesterday, it looked freaking amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, good guy. It's nice to see. It's lovely to see a developer taking part in a Stadia community event. This, I'm interested. This one, how would you pronounce that? Bud Vol people or Bud Evol people? What nationality was he or she?
I'm gonna say. I mean, we had a lot of. I think there was like.
German.
Those are all German. Yeah.
Deutschsprache Cloud.
Yeah.
There's something German talking cloud gaming talk show. Oh, look at this dude down here going for it. He's totally feeling the moves.
The glow stick.
The Germans, man, they were lit.
I love Germany.
Awesome.
It's this guy. No, I genuinely love Germany. A guy that works for me is German, and it's. I think I probably got a bit Germanic.
We had Ryzak came back, and it was Canada Ninja Guy X versus I think it was Inlet.
Yeah,
right.
Inlead.
I think it's yeah.
And it was just amazing show.
It's actually all of these, apart from this first guy up here in the top left, who I'm sure is massive. No disrespect, and I'm not talking about his personal traits, but Cheeky Bionic, who's misspelt his name, Scooter Rama,
Scooter Rama,
Amon Ra. Yeah. Amon Ra had a show as well, didn't he?
Yes.
So these guys. I said this on my show yesterday. A lot of the international Stadia channels have got huge audiences and do really well. I mean, this fella Bud Vol people at 2.74k subscribers, and I'm fairly sure Scooter's got a decent chunk as well. It's great to see. We tend to we don't they don't speak our language. We don't speak. Actually, they probably do speak our language. The issue is that we don't speak theirs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it's fantastic to see. Them being in this kind of an event and really taking part in it. I'm glad I had a look at that. Actually, I want to go and have a look at them more.
Well, the Stadia France, I enjoyed because you got the France and English just back and forth, and
I love the French accent. I actually said to Mrs. Rokk last night. I think we were watching something. Colin Firth, and half of it was in French. I love the French. I'd love to learn French. I really would, because I could then visit Canada as well, Ray, and parts of Africa, and I would be welcomed wherever I went. It would be amazing.
And if you don't, I think they make little devices now that you can speak and just hit a button and play it back.
Google Translate and all that malarkey.
Yeah.
It's going to come. Do you remember the
Star Trek?
the Babel fish? Was it in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? And you put the fish in your ear, and it would translate, which I thought was superb. The Babel fish. There you go. Look at that. So Stadia 1000. 1,000 days of Stadia, of course. That was the reasoning behind it,
Yeah.
which was, I don't know who came up. I mean, I know it was MM and Jack and I think John and Clive who kind of organised it, but I wonder who spotted first that, do you know, 1,000 days since Stadia started? And of course, we got, where are we now? August, September. They're only a couple of months away from our third anniversary since launch.
Right.
And I'm absolutely sure there'll be something going on there, more events. So that's all good.
And then you got to win a game, folks. A game of your choice or whatever.
Yeah, most shows.
You know,
Most
yeah.
shows. Yeah. Dre says Marcus in Spain, also a very big channel. Stadia TV and others, totally true. No Dutch one, sadly. Well, you could start the Dutch one, Dre. Oh, you could kind of mix it up, have it in 3 languages.
One guy. Okay, one guy. Wow.
What the developer, was I right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was.
My hat off to him.
Takes a lot of work. The other fella that does the talking dog game as well, he's a single dude. All the single ladies. There's a song in there somewhere. Next up, and anyway, it was a fantastic event. To be fair, hat off to the guys for getting it organised. Everybody blew away their most views ever for a single show. I launched my own new show, so I couldn't take part. Well, I could, but I wanted to, for various reasons, which I'll cover off in a second, I wanted to go live at a certain time. So I declined, but of course I promoted it, and it's great to see it happen. So good on you. Good on you, folks. Right, next up, chaps. So, Stadia rollout, turkey roll. You get that? It's a turkey rollout. So this is interesting. Now, Ray, you remember there was an APK while you were off. There was an APK breakdown, and Stadia dosage, and I think 9 to 5 both did a breakdown of the old APK. It's a pain in the butt, but it's not massively difficult to do, but it does take a bit of effort. And then within that APK, which is the Android package, so it's all the files that make up the Stadia app for Android, you'll find, if you go looking for it, some text, some English text, or other languages, and that's the key. So they found a language pack that was actually Turkish translations for the English words. Now, I put a little tweet out because I hadn't spotted, and I'm being completely honest, I hadn't spotted all of this happening, but I did notice while I was in doing a live stream last week, for a couple of days, I had this guy come in. He had a very distinctive kind of Islamic name. And I wondered, because he kept popping in and having a little chat, I wondered if he was, somebody in the community. So I looked him up, and in fact, that name only came up 4 times. And for all 4 people, it was somebody in Turkey. So I thought, well, this is interesting. And I even asked him if he was Turkish, and he didn't respond. I clipped that, put it up. And then, of course, I spotted this, the fact that this is a language pack. So the bells started to go off. And I went back and looked at my stats, and I saw that I had a little bit of an increase in folk watching the shows from Turkey over the last 4 or 5 weeks. So the whole thing kind of fell into place. So I think, goes without saying, that Turkey is about to roll. Now, of course, we were expecting Mexico this month. A little birdie told me it's been pushed into September after a couple of technical issues, but it is coming. So who knows, over the next 8 weeks, we could see Turkey and Mexico. Interesting country, Turkey. I've been there a couple of times. It's a very, very happy, friendly people, lovely, beautiful, sunny Mediterranean country if you go down to the Med. Guys, why do you think Turkey? Have you got any thoughts or theories?
Well, I've heard Turkey's huge when it comes to mobile gaming. So, and then they're gamers. There's gaming is global. So why not? Why not? Let's get them in.
Absolutely. Throw a pin in a board. Yeah.
So awesome.
I love Rudig's comment. Hey. He says, big rumor, Stadia expansion into Turkey will be on Thanksgiving.
Hey, hang on, that deserves a clap.
Hey, Rokk, he's got poor SPG. He's got Lucky Six's comment in his face.
Oh no! Poor old SPG. He doesn't mind. He's okay. He's good. Um, no, I think that there's a key in what you need to do if you're interested to see where Stadia is rolling out. You need to go and have a look at where they are implementing infrastructure for Google full stop, for Google services predominantly. So where they're putting in the necessary infrastructure across Europe or across Asia, sure as eggs is eggs, that's a fairly strong predictability that we'll see Stadia in those territories before long. And Turkey was a fairly recent one. There are others. I think Thailand as well was a fairly recent one. Making its way maybe through Asia down to Australia. That would be pretty cool. Turkey, of course, if you look at a map, let me see if I can find a map of Turkey, because this is also interesting.
Yeah, beautiful jewelry. Beautiful jewelry. My boss used to order a lot of stuff out of Turkey, and we would sell it in the store.
So now what's Turkey? Here we go into, I have to kind of skip through Ukraine, because that is, and there's Russia. So it's, you've got kind of down into the to the Middle East here with Saudi, Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and so on. Through Iran, that's going to be a problem, I think. Georgia won't be an issue. Ukraine will eventually. This area right now, we're getting a bit war political here, fellas. This area right now isn't. You don't really want to be taking your cabling up there, Google. If I was you, but if you come up through here, you've got Bulgaria, Romania, and other parts of. See, I think the jewel in the crown, let me see if I can zoom out here. The jewel in the crown is, of course, India. And so, which is over here. So
Huge.
that's, we know it, I mean, China is vast, but they've got some issues. Certainly America has some issues with China and vice versa. But Turkey's a nice central position if you're going to go down into India via some political negotiation or up into Eastern Europe. And maybe when things settle down, you've got access into Moscow and into Russia. So in a way, and this is what actually politically why Turkey is favored and why it's kept in the loop, because it is central pretty much to the world when you look at where it's positioned in all these hotspots. So I think there's a bit of that going on, which is interesting, and we shall see. But yeah, that's a good one. And you're right. I mean, let's be honest, any new territory where Stadia goes, where they don't necessarily have access to any of the other cloud gaming services, has to be a huge, vast opener. Do you know what? I'll be fascinated to see what the pricing's like as they move into places like India, and whether they can sustain the same level of price into some of those maybe not quite so affluent areas. What do you think, William?
That's interesting. I also wonder about when you go into different markets and different territories, sometimes you have to change the name of a title. Sometimes you have to remove stuff from it to make it culturally appropriate. So it'll be interesting to see when it expands, what the pricing will look like, and if certain titles may or may not be available there.
Indeed, Clyde doing a bit of shameless publicity there, like he does.
Actually, I watched the show.
He's determined to spell it Turkishly as well, isn't he?
He had a wonderful breakdown on why the gaming, the mobile, the gamers, and everything, the people out there. So.
Go on, Ray. Tell us what Clive said. He had 4,000 viewers. He can afford to lose a couple.
He had a wonderful graph of just the people gaming out there, the gamers, the mobile gaming, the millions and millions of people, which I didn't even know that many people did mobile gaming in Turkey. So, but once again, any expansion in any country is great.
Well, when you think about it, a lot of these other countries, they don't have the same type of gaming experience we do. They couldn't just go buy a Nintendo, but almost everybody has access to a phone now, and most of these phones can play games. So I'm not surprised that mobile's so high.
And also, you go anywhere in Africa and mobile is high. I mean, there's Turkey and China and India aren't the only countries in the world where mobile gaming is high. In fact, most of the countries that aren't Western or affluent, mobile gaming is high because they don't have the pipe in the ground. That all they do have is the 3G, 4G, and 5G. I know I've got a friend in Nigeria, and mobile gaming is absolute. It's only the very most wealthy that can afford a console or a PC, but they can all afford an Android phone that plays games, and they can all run Stadia or GeForce Now. So, I get that point, but it's certainly not the case that, oh, let's look for the country in the world where there's most mobile gaming. Oh, it's Turkey. Well, the whole of Africa would be easier to move Stadia into. Well, not all of Africa, but certainly tame countries like Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria. There's a whole bunch of different places that it's where the infrastructure is. That's the key thing.
It's part of Europe. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Turkey's part of Europe.
They're not in the EU though. They're not in the EU.
No, but they're not a country that's like.
They've always been. Yeah, they've always kind of been until Erdogan. They were quite a sort of half Christian, half Muslim, very accommodating. Quite a peaceful country. But at the end of the day, Stadia has to go where the network is. It has to be Google Fiber, and it has to be decent points of presence. So they're going to go where that's in place. And if you look at where their network is, that's going to give you an idea of where this stuff's going to go. Like Purple says, she feels the Stadia team, hi Purp, needed to go for the lowest hanging fruit that was doable given the constraints. And let's face it, right now, globally, there's a few. There's some pretty hot spots, aren't there?
Well, I'm interested in the numbers of the mobile gamers that are going to switch over to actually, AAA gaming and get off of the mobile type platform. I mean, Stadia is very mobile, but it would just be interesting to see how many of those mobile gamers will switch over to actually adopt the platform.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But that's going to be down to price, isn't it? And price elasticity within that specific marketplace. I think Turkey's a relatively affluent country in terms of certainly the Middle East spilling into Europe, but there's other territories. Well, I mean, India's the one where even $12 a month is a heck of a lot of money. I know, for example, you can get builders in India for $1 a day.
Wow.
Right. And I know this because a friend of mine just had a house built there, $1 a day. So $12 a month is half a month's salary to some people in India. So pricing's got to be something that will have to be considered when you go to these territories. Anyway, it's great news to see it happening. And then let's look forward to Mexico finally getting there as well. Next up, new launch Stadia games from search results. Now this is ongoing. It's a rollout. I don't have it yet. Do you guys have this yet?
I have not seen it yet.
No, me neither. I know a few have, but obviously the concept is that you search for a game. So I put this full screen. There we go. So here's Brian's little inserted video, and then you get a play now with a play link. It'll be, from my understanding, is although Stadia's there, it certainly won't be the only option. And in fact, I think when let me see when it gets to that point. There we go. Zoom in here and paused. So here we've got Amazon Luna and Google Stadia. So you could theoretically see Xbox Cloud Gaming. You could theoretically see GeForce Now. Just depends if they can put a direct link into the game, which we know we can do with Stadia. That was one of the things promised on launch. Clearly Amazon Luna allow you to do that as well. I doubt what they want to do is have a link that just takes you to the service, because otherwise you're basically just doing this, aren't you? You're sending them up to Amazon or eBay or wherever to buy the darn thing. So that's a really interesting, and the point it says here is that it's streamed and there's no download required, so it has to be cloud only, which is a fantastic feature, isn't it? You'd do that, Ray, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
William would.
Oh yeah.
I would. I think the exciting thing, and the guys, to be fair, Rudigs was saying this the other day. I think it was you, Ricardo, on the old chat Stadia, where essentially, when you've got a brand new game, day and date, it's come out on Stadia as well as other places. Let's take, for example, what's the new Ubisoft one coming out towards the end of the year with the blue people in it? Avatar. So Avatar's launch, big name, loads of hype. You're typing Avatar, the game, into Google, and down the right-hand side it says, click here to play it now. No download. Just as there's no other advert ever that could do as much for Stadia as that, could there? You could imagine with Cyberpunk, when there was all the hullabaloo back at the turn of the year, if you could have just gone, click here. And I think as well, I said this recently, my guess is that they're trying to make every game, to have every game on Stadia with a trial period.
Yeah.
So that you get that 30 minutes or more for every game. It's just a flick switch for the developers. All they've got to do, it's all there for them when they port the game. All they've got to do is say how long they want it to last for. That's it. So, I can imagine them saying, look at this, we're going to put this feature in place. You can fire people in to play the game. We've got data now that shows once they've trialed it for half an hour, 2 hours, 80% of them go on to buy the thing or whatever the data says. That's a fantastic option for the developer. Okay, here you go, making it a trial, Avatar, 40 minutes, boom. And then you literally get, and it will say, play 40 minutes for free. It's a mic drop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, if they would have did something like that when Cyberpunk came out, let you play like an hour. You don't have to, all you got to have is a Gmail account. You don't even have to set up a Stadia account. That would have been killer. Yeah, it really would have.
Yeah.
All the people who had a PS4 and they're Googling their problems on why they can't play the game very well. Maybe Google would have had a play here and they could have just clicked it and checked it out.
Absolutely.
Compelling.
Yeah.
Bjorn says he's expecting a 60-minute trial for FIFA 23 and the Mexico launch. Yeah, well, that's coming up, isn't it? I agree. I think that, that at the end of the day, it's going to be down to the data. It's going to be what compels the developer to get in on that. Because if they look at the data and it says, actually, most people are playing an hour of the game and they're not buying it, they're not going to do it, are they? No. But if it shows that, you give them a little taste of the cheese, there's a reason that there's that little old lady in Walmart giving you a taste of her cheddar, because she knows once you've tasted that cheddar, you're going to go and buy a couple of pounds of the stuff.
You got somebody in the chat that said Thai people want to play. So
yes, and I've seen this. Bless you for joining us. I've seen both Thai and I've seen Turkish. I saw Turkish before we knew about Thai, and I've been seeing Thai coming forward as well. Mark my words on this. I think we're going to see Thailand sooner or later as well. And it'll be fantastic, and we'd love for you to join our community. That's another thing I'm really looking forward to, guys, is having that expanded international flavor in all of our shows, in all of our games. It can just go one way, can't it? Exponential. And Purple says, you're expecting more day-and-date games then, Rokk? I most certainly am. Fantastic stuff.
Something that Stadia is knocked out of the park, at least for the people in the United States and Canada and stuff, is the pricing for Stadia. I mean, they've kind of leveled the playing field for entry into gaming. So all these people in these other countries, they're going to have such a small bar to get over to be able to check Stadia out and possibly enjoy it. So I'm super excited.
No, I completely agree. I don't think, and I'm not just saying this because it's my favorite Stadia show of the week, but I genuinely think that we are probably at the most exciting point in Stadia's evolution for some time. I think we're seeing the very melting tip of the iceberg as far as stuff that's being rolled out. It is my absolute belief that there's a ton more good news to come over the next couple of months. I'm really excited. How about you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. And to really thinking about some of the sizes of these other countries, all it takes is one of them to adopt Stadia as their platform of choice. Absolutely. I mean, then it doesn't matter what happens in America, what happens in Canada,
No. And most, I say this completely without any evidence at all. So this is purely speculation on my part. But my guess is that a lot of the negative videos that still come up when I search for Stadia, they're like years old. If I put Google Stadia into YouTube, they still come up in the top three. It's like, come on. But they're all English speaking, English, American English or Canadian English in origin. And there are a lot of people that, particularly, say, for example, in Thailand or even Turkey, who aren't English first speakers, who've never even seen that stuff. And what they're coming to now is our amazing community, the quality of the shows that go out there on a regular basis promoting the platform, all the sort of ebullient Facebook groups and the amazing Reddit groups and the Twitters and stuff. This is what they're coming to now, not all the old nasty stuff that we've had battle scars on our back from defending. You know what I mean, boys?
Well,
Yeah.
it also comes down to just common sense too. I mean, so Madden came out pretty much 9:00 last night, and if you wanted to do a trial,
What, he's gay? I thought he was dead.
Poor fella.
Shame on you picking on a dead man.
Good on you,
Shame on
man.
you, Rokk, picking on a dead man. But anyway, you get a 10-hour trial. You have to I had to download that trial, and it's about 50 something gigs.
For a trial?
For a trial.
Wow.
For a trial. To play the game. So you have
Guilty.
to download this trial. And all you have to do with Stadia is just click and play.
I know.
It's just, and I think it's just common sense.
Do you know there's a great video from Dad Plays Games. Sorry, Cloud Gaming Dad. I keep doing that. Joe, Cloud Gaming Dad. He did a great short, which was part of another video that he did, where he says, look, here's where Stadia beats PlayStation. Because with your PlayStation trial, it starts from the moment you download the game. And if you've got cruddy broadband,
So you got an hour to play. No, I don't. It took an hour to download.
Yeah, fire it up. Your trial's over.
I don't even worry about the past journalists. We've already passed 1,000 days. They've already have features. We're already expanding in countries. It's a no-brainer. There's nothing to argue about. And I'm done. I'm not debating. I'm not arguing. It's here. There's more games coming. There's pre-orders. I'm excited.
We said on this show a while back, there will be a time, and I think we sort of said then, over the next 3 years, where all of this stuff, all this, Stadia hate and having to defend it, will just be forgotten. It'll be a thing of the past. It'll be like our grandchildren driving in their electric vehicles saying, you genuinely used to have a car that ran on dinosaur juice and spewed out smoke. Yes, son, we used to have those. It's going to be like that. We're just going to be talking about all the new features. Oh no, Ray's giving me COVID. I knew I shouldn't have been in the same room as you, Raymond. It's all going to happen, I tell you. It's going to be a thing of the past, and no mistake. Hey, listen, we've still got a ton of news. Let's crack on. What have we got next? Yes, this one's from our good friends at Stadia Source. So this hasn't actually, I've not heard many people talking about this. So you're talking about trials. At the moment, as you know, Ray, they are time limited, right? So, you can play it for 40 minutes or 120 minutes or whatever the deal is. Well, Stadia's trialing another option, which is you get to do it up to when you hit a certain achievement. And once you've unlocked that achievement, then your trial ends, which is pretty cool, actually, because it means if you haven't got all the time in the world, and you've managed to get a few minutes in, but you really want to play it a bit more, and maybe you're exploring and you haven't done that first piece of the mission that unlocks that achievement yet, you can take all the time you want. It's a really interesting kind of left field thinking, I reckon. What do you guys think to that idea?
I'll let SPG go, bro.
I think it would be great, man. Anytime they're working on stuff and trying to bring new features, it's you. I mean, you can't fault them for it, man. People, like I was saying on my stream the other day, a lot of people want a roadmap. And they want to be able to follow month to month and check these boxes off on what they're accomplishing. But just to see that these features are still being worked on and they're hard at work behind the scenes is good enough for me. I mean, I wish I had something like that to follow along with, but I like the progress.
But don't forget, it's only for the trial. So you're not. It's not like if you bought the game, they're kicking you out on the first achievement. That would be a bit Ebenezer Scrooge-ish. But I mean, the example they give, which is a good one, is Sniper Elite 4. So the kind of main achievement at the end of the trial that you get booted out from is called the beginning of the end achievement. So I don't think it's the first achievement you unlock, but it allows you to achieve a certain chunk of the content.
Yes.
So there's a reason.
They did their due diligence, I'm sure. They did they timed it out or figured out, at some point, once they get here, this is a good spot to stop. This is a good hook point. Or,
Well, the great thing is, for a lot of the developers, they may say, for example, but you know what? There's this kind of the first 30 minutes of, let's say, for example, Saints Row, the recent Saints Row that was a pro game, right? There's a chunk of time which is just the tutorial.
Yeah.
It's quite a long piece of the game as well. You don't actually get to do any of it because it's only when you complete that you go to your hub and you've got access to all your different stuff and there are missions and things, and it becomes more like GTA. So they could say, we're not going to stop you after an hour because you're only going to get the tutorial out of the way at that point. We're going to kill it off when you get to the end of the first mission, which is called, the beginning of the end, is it in Sniper Elite 4 or whatever. So you could take a week. That's entirely up to you. But you get to experience a whole swathe of the game as per the developers. It's a bit like 2001 A Space Odyssey. There are some folk that say the whole monkeys throwing their stuff about doesn't really take you and tell you much about the rest of the film. If it kicked you out after 10 minutes, you come out saying, well, just like Planet of the Apes. I can't be bothered with that. So you see where I'm coming from. You see where
got to give those developers enough time to let you see their artistic impression of what the game's going to be, and then try to get that hook in, and
exactly. And they know because they created those achievement points to say, well done. That's you've now got a full taste of the game. I think it's great, and of course you get to keep the achievement if you buy it. Go on, Ray.
I was agreeing with you. Anything that's a new experience, anything that's new and innovating, something different, something changing and coming to gaming is a win, folks, to better our game experience. That is a win. And so, and also to be a first to do that. And I hate to say it, but there's been a lot of firsts that Stadia has done that a lot of people don't want to talk about. But this is something that when I'm in my wheelchair rolling, that people are going to talk about when they talk about game history, that Stadia was a first for this and a first for that and a first for this. And I think it's just amazing. And great.
Totally agree. Anyway, they're trialing it, so it may or may not happen. It's a usual thing. Give it a go, see how it goes. Talking of nothing like that, EA, the erstwhile FIFA 23 developers have just, according to this press release, which came out yesterday, have partnered with Marvel to bring you, as part of their FIFA Ultimate team, Marvel skinned soccer players, football players, football players, which, depending on whether you think that's a bit crass, it reminds me of Fortnite, or whether you think that could be fun, something to do a little bit different. What do you fellas think? I know. What can I say, Ray? You're absolutely right. It's clearly going to be microtransactional. And in fact, we know it is. I covered this off on Rokk Around the Clock yesterday, because it comes down here. It says that if you claim pre-order EA Sports FIFA 23 Ultimate Edition, which I think is the version on Stadia, by August 21, so you better get your skates on, You will also receive a limited time FIFA World Cup hero item. In other words, if you were going to get them for free in the game, you wouldn't get one here, would you? As part of your package, right?
Well, they wouldn't be make a big deal about giving it to you. That's for sure.
Exactly. Precisely that. So yeah, it is. It's maybe a sign of things to come. It reminded me of what Fortnite is the classic Ray, isn't it? So one season it's Star Wars, the next season it's Indiana Jones or something else. And of course the idea is that you go, I want the Darth Vader costume. So you either buy the battle pass and work your butt off, or you pay for it and do what you need to do. And that's essentially how this is, I think, going to roll out, although I may be wrong. It definitely doesn't say otherwise. Look at this. In fiscal year 2022, EA posted revenues of $7 billion.
Well, we're going to get a FIFA 24, I think.
Yeah.
2024.
Well, they're stopping the FIFA bit, aren't they? FIFA 23, I believe, and I'm saying this unqualified because I don't play the game, but they've kind of fallen out of bed with FIFA, and they're going to be bringing their own a new game. I can't remember what it's called, Ultimate Football or Soccer or something. And they've done deals. They've done their own deals with all the clubs and the players to get around having to use the FIFA brand. So I don't think there will be a FIFA 24 as far as these guys are concerned. There may be a FIFA 1 from some other dev. But yeah, David, yep, here we go. Jeff is in there straight away. No more FIFA.
But it'll still have the pack model and all that stuff for them to generate that revenue still.
Of course.
Yeah. Because they can't. Yeah. They're not abandoning that model. I'm sure.
No. Here you go. EL Sports FC. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Yeah. So indeed, they will have all the same models. They'll still be trying to get you to pay for stickers on your boots and stuff. But it won't be branded FIFA, and they'll be doing their own separate deals with presumably all the major football player agents. Oh, you can only imagine the slices those guys get, can't you? Wowzer. Anyway, that's according to a press release, came out yesterday, so that's definitely going to happen. I did have a little peep yesterday on the store to see if it was promoting this on Stadia. It wasn't, but in fairness to everybody, as I've said, this was only published yesterday, so chances are that if they're going to put it on there, they certainly wouldn't have had time. So that ain't happening as yet. What else have we got? We have got me. Look, there I am. Hey. Now this is actually me playing Republic, because Republic, as you guys may or may not know, went free to play yesterday. So this is a game that was a pro game, and but you can still buy it as well in the store. And as of yesterday, you no longer you don't have to be a pro subscriber to play it for free. So it's a jolly good game as well, chaps. I gave it a little play last night on my Rock Around the Clock stream. And once I'd worked out all the controls and stuff, I managed to get a fair way through it. So a great little free-to-play. That takes the amount of free-to-play games up to 9. So, of course, you've got your Destinies in there and all your standard free-to-plays. But this one is, I think it's gone free-to-play in most places as well, which is good to see. But it's a great game. Have you played this one before, Ray?
I tried a little taste of it. It's one of the games on my backlog that I need to go back and finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the funny thing is, the first 45 minutes to an hour of this game, this is where the old achievement thing comes in. You're kind of a bit stumped with what's going on, and it just feels a bit like Hitman without the hit. And, but once you start getting in like this screen where this area where you had to solve puzzles and stuff, it comes into its own and becomes much more entertaining. So, don't knock it till you try it, Ray, as Madden came out and announced yesterday. Bless him. God bless him in his shallow grave. Anyway, before we get sued by the family, let's move swiftly on. Talking of soccer.
Hey, soccer story.
Do you know this game, Ray?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Oh man, how can you tell Ray went to acting school? Brilliant. So, Soccer Story has been announced for Google Stadia, Ray. Lay the new game Klaxon to rest. This is, interestingly, a soccer-based RPG title. Believe it or not, by No More Robots. It's slated for release this year, but it has been confirmed. It's been a year since the calamity tore apart the very foundations of soccer. Why would that be trademarked as we know it? And since then, Soccer Inc. has made dang well sure that not a soul has been allowed to even look at a soccer ball, let alone kick it. Soccer may have been banned across the world, yeah, that would happen. But now there is hope. A magical soccer ball has chosen you, our saviour of soccer. Let's play the little trailerette. So here we go. It's a lovely little 8-bit RPG.
Yeah, retro.
Here you go. Proper retro. Now, I'm obviously playing it without the audio because music and all that. So you literally, it's a story. It's an RPG game around soccer, but you get to play. So you still, look at this. It's got little challenges and things. I actually think this looks really cool. What do you guys think?
Anytime a proper RPG is coming to Stadia, I get excited because RPGs are kind of my favorite, not just for story, but for the type of mechanics they implement in the game.
Yeah.
And especially the art. Like this 8-bit stuff here looks amazing.
I think it looks really cool.
I love RPG and I love football. So definitely, this is a really cute little game. I would love playing this.
I think it looks really good as well. Let me just see his music. Yeah. I can't play the music, fellas. I only get 25p for the advertising as it is. If I turn the music on, they keep it. But yeah, it looks good. Looks very good. So that one's coming at some point. I don't think at the end of here it had any kind of date or no, it just went straight to the end. So that's good. It did say earlier that they don't have a date except for it being slated for 2022. No firm release date. So yeah, look out for that one. But lovely to see. Next up, similarly, this one does have a date though. So I'm assuming, now it could be the 11th of August. We've had that. So it's probably the 8th of November in American style. And this is Snowtopia Ski Resort Builder. How cool is that? So here we go. 14th of June was when it was originally slated for Stadia, but like all these things, they just put an arbitrary date in because they're never really sure when it's going to happen. The game's developed by T4 It's currently in early access on other platforms. Snowtopia tasks you with building your very own ski resort. Plan out your perfect pistes. That's piste, Ray, and facilities. And when your resort is up and running, sit back and relax from the top of the mountain. Let's have a little peeky view at the pistes, shall we? Here we go.
It's kind of like, hopefully it's kind of like Roller Coaster Tycoon or whatever.
Yes, exactly. It has that lovely, oh, here we go, look. Ooh. So you get to basically build your course and then ski down it. I bet you get to share it with your friends and challenge your mates and stuff as well. Wow, look at them go. It's got a lovely little artwork style again, isn't it?
They're getting mad. You're going to need another ski lift. They're not getting up that hill fast enough.
This looks good as well. I like this. Again, we've said this on a recent game, didn't we? It's got that kind of claymation feel. You know, like Frosty the Snowman of old. Do you remember that old movie? They used to trek it out all the time with Burl Ives. With all these kind of...
The guys who did the songs and stuff, they started with a B, didn't it?
Which one?
For the old Frosty the Snowman and all the old cartoons.
Oh, yes. I can't remember what they were called. But yeah, you're right. It was some kind of a B. So yeah, early access on Steam and GOG. So at the very least, you might get an idea of how much it's going to cost. Obviously, there's no more information there, so we'll click out from that one. I like the look of that as well. It's a bit more fun than just your normal build a city and keep everyone happy, because you get to actually use your your hard-earned, hard-won, hard-fought skis and ski slope stuff. So why not? Yeah, another one. Good. Happy with that. Chariot Man is very much looking forward to more soccer games. He's well up for any, and he hopes Madden 23 comes out as well, along with NBA 2K23. There's lots of, there are a fair few sports games on Stadia, aren't there, that already. And Jeff down there, he says Mandarin is not coming to any cloud services. And Jeff is going to make sure of that. So there.
He shook his fist at the clouds. He told them personally.
Darn you! Not a single snowboarder in sight. I know. Well, maybe there is. Maybe you get to choose your stuff. But that's a good one. Right, chaps, that's it for the news. Almost. Three more things, but these are all kind of me things. Haha.
Oh.
Bring yourself back, Rokk. The first one, I'm down the bottom now, William.
Yes, you are.
But only for a little while. I was trying to get rid of this. The first one is that you may or may not have seen, I did bring it up earlier, a little cluette while I was, where am I doing that? Dee, where is Rokk? Here he is. Dee. Yes, I launched a new show yesterday. Here I am doing it. Here I am. There he is. Rock Around the Clock. Now, I did Rock Around the Clock. Must have been 2 years ago. So it was one of my first shows, but I was too shy to go on camera in those days. So I used to do the voice only. And then when I did finally pluck up the courage to go on camera, I pre-recorded the whole thing. So basically what this is literally daily news, and with the added magic of a little bit of Stadia gameplay as well, fellas. So I'll be reading out the news or looking at the news on the day, as you can see. And after we've exhausted, it's only news for the day, so it's not replacing Stadia Rocks. This is literally just on the day, nothing before, nothing after, because that would be involving balls of crystal. And then I do a gameplay. And last night we played a little bit of Black Flag and obviously a bit of Republic. So that's going to be every single day except for Tuesdays, and weekends are off, because then for the family. Great to see you in the chat, my friend. As Lloyd, how are you, buddy? He's earning a well-deserved rest from streaming to look after and do stuff with his family, which we all need to do, don't we? So that's absolutely brilliant. Great to see you, and thanks for popping in, my friend, from Canada. Very good to see you. Yes, so anyway, every day, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which isn't every day, but, we do this on the Tuesday, which is like a big version. Same time as this show every single day. And I run through any news that's going on, and then we do a bit of gameplay. So come along and watch that one if you can. That's news number one. News number two is this Thursday at 8 p.m. UK, which, if I can do the maths quickly enough, let me see, 8 p.m. UK, you guys in California on the Pacific, that's going to be 5, 6, 7. It's going to be about midday for you, Ray, I think. Lunchtime for Ray. William does that bizarre central time thing. I don't know what that's all about. Why can't it just be Eastern like everybody else? So he's going to be about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, on your time. And then about 3 in the afternoon everywhere else. We're doing a show, not on this channel, on my sister channel to this one, which is Rokk Play, which you can search for it. You should find it. And it's going to be called, guess what, really unique, The Cloud Rokk Show. So this is the Stadia Rokk Show. The Cloud Rokk Show is going to be a bit like this, but it's going to be just about cloud games. Not platforms, but games. The games that have come out on cloud. So we're going to be talking about games and gameplay. We're going to get interviews in with studios and devs and stuff. It's going to be me. It's going to be Holtz, our good old friend. And Bjorn, Dad Plays Games, who popped in a second ago in the chat. So that's going to be the three of us doing that one. We're going to pilot it this Thursday, see how it goes. and then we'll tweak it and launch it proper the following week. And I hope you guys can pop in as guests as well. Pop in at some point in the future. It'd be lovely to see you. It'd be good. Yeah, it's funny you should say that, Jeff. I've put a bar right between the back of the clock so I could kind of turn around, but I needed to add some time on there. I need a whole wall of them, don't I? That's what we need. Right, them's me newses. Now the final thing is that I didn't make a big thing of this week, but I should have done. There's going to be another big prize giveaway following this show, Ray. Show Ray me. That'll be good. So last week we when Ray wasn't here, we gave away $70. $70. Claude won it. And he was off to buy himself, I think he was going to buy Saints Row. He was. Because we were planning on giving away Saints Row last week, guys. Actually, didn't mention Saints Row in the news. They finally announced it. Completely missed that one, didn't we? Yeah. The whole of last week's Tuesday thing was going to be about Saints Row. It didn't happen. It did happen, and I forgot. Oh, well. Anyway, listen. If you want to win Saints Row, then I will be doing the same thing as always. I will put the clues and all of the recipe of things that you need to do on Twitter after the show later on. There will be a word or phrase that will be surreptitiously dropped into the show. May have happened already, but it may not have happened already. So if you were here and you saw it, then brilliant, because you've got a head start on everybody else. But if you didn't watch it live, you're going to have to go back and watch it. As always, we'll do a spinning wheel at the end of the week. And the good news, if you're a Team Rokk member, is from this week, all Team Rokk members get added into the spinning wheel for free as a perk of being a Team Rokk member. And guys, thanks to Jack. Jack paid for five of the second tier Team Rokk memberships this week and doled them out. So we've got 6 new members because another one joined as well. So there's about 25 Team Rokk members now. It's flipping brilliant. So, that's going to be good. So we're going to have all those guys. If you're a Team Rokk member, you get on the wheel. And anyone who isn't, you're more than welcome to join for free entry in the future. And in the meantime, that's all going to happen after the show. So there you go. Got all that stuff out of the way. Time to take a breath and hand the reins over to my good friend, my very good friend, Mr. William Piper, otherwise known as Stadia Pro Gaming, who is going to take up the cudgels and do us a special super duper once only special this week, 2 for the price of 1 Stadia Pro tips. William, what are you pro tipping this week, my friend?
All right, so a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, we were given a great game as a pro title. It was Steam World Heist. You may be familiar with Steam World Quest, Steam World Dig 1 and 2. All these games are pretty amazing. But Steam World Heist was extremely cool. You're a space pirate, so you command a steam-driven pirate crew as Captain Piper Faraday in a series of epic tactical shootouts in a Steam World Heist. This is a turn-based strategy with a twist. You manually aim the guns of your robots, allowing for insane kill shots and bullet-bouncing action. So it's very RPG-esque. You travel around this galaxy and you collect people to fight with you. All of them have their own special perks. And then also all of them have their own inventory. So you can change guns, you can change outfits, you can change hats, and they all help change how your character fights and all that stuff. My tips for this game, there's only a few of them really. It's pretty straightforward. You can move your character so many paces, and then you can attack or heal yourself, and then you go to your next character, and then the next character, and then the enemies get to move. So what I would say is stick behind cover, 2 tiles high. That's as tall as your character whenever you can. Many nearby enemies will happily spend valuable turns trying to hit you through it, even though they're not hitting you, they're hitting the target in front, like those boxes stacked there, if you can see in front of my character there. Be mindful of the shots coming from above or below you, though, because they can go right through the floor and hit you. And remember that tall characters are less protected by cover than the short ones are, obviously. If your head is pointing over the box, you're going to probably get hit in said head. A weapon's critical stat signifies how much extra damage a critical hit will deal, and is unrelated to its critical hit chance, which is 50% on most weapons. So when you look at your total damage and your hit chances, all that stuff pluses or minuses into your hit probability. Long-range weapons are overall much more powerful than short-range ones, making the shotgun probably the weakest in the game. Having healing items are nice, but as the game progresses, you don't really use them as much, but it is good early on to use that. Let's see. Mobility and offense boosting items such as jump packs and sidearms will probably be way better use for your limited slots later in the game. The game only auto saves at the start of your turns. So it means basically that you can cheese it a little bit. If you go to take your turn and you click the wrong button and you absolutely mess up, just reload and your character will be right before he does his move. But the game is procedurally generated. So you and your ship, when you go and attach to other ships to do your missions, it's all procedurally generated. Where the enemies are, how large the encounter is going to be, and how large the ship is you're entering is all procedurally generated. It is a heck of a lot of fun. I put like 22 to 25 hours into this title. Wow. And I completed the whole thing. So you could probably do it in 18 or less. But I wanted to hit every single location in the galaxy and to see. And there's so many special, interesting characters to collect across the story, because there is a interesting story attached to it as well. I would say if you are a pro member and you claimed it, definitely turn it on and check it out. I'm not sure what the cost is of it right now, because I'm a pro member and I claimed it, so I can't see it. But it is definitely worth checking out. All the Steam World games were very well done, and I love the developer and I love the art. So maybe you will too. Give it a chance.
Do you know what I love is it has a real kind of retro Commodore Amiga type Atari feel to it. You know, they used to use those sprites where they literally just move the character and they'd animate them and stuff. I just love that. It just looks so cool. $2.50 says Lo-Fi.
Yeah, go pick it up, ladies and gentlemen. That's
ridiculous.
You'll have over 20 hours of fun, and it's funny. There's interesting dialogue, and it's just interesting fun, man. I really enjoyed it.
Where else can you get fun for 10 cents an hour? I mean, come on. It's like 5 cents an hour. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Great looking game. Thank you so much as always. Do you recommend playing the other ones as well, or can you play them independently?
They're not connected, like in any real sense of I think the universe is connected, but not the games necessarily. So what I would suggest is check out this one if you're into RPGs, and also check out The Hand of Gilgamesh. That is a very straightforward RPG, and that's a really fun as well. But all the Steam World Heist games and Steam World games are very well done. Very, very well done.
Do you know the thing as well, William? When I first started, when I first got into Stadia, I had been spoiled. I bet you were the same, Ray. I've been used to playing AAAs and AAs, and and I never bothered with the indies and the cheaper games, because why would you when you got all these amazing? I was renting games, so I would just get the latest and the best games and never look at these. The one thing one of the massive bonuses of Stadia is actually introduced me to games like this. When I first started playing them, I was like, oh, now I adore them. Yeah. And you know what I mean? It just really opened my eyes up to how much more fun gaming can be without all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, I would have never have played... 2 weeks ago, I talked about West of Loathing. I would have never have bought that game to play it. I would have never have bought this game to play it. And with Stadia Pro, that $10, not only do I get to claim all these wonderful games every month, but it does turn me on to some games that I would never try.
Yeah.
You know.
You agree, don't you, Ray?
Totally agree.
So I just want to show you my T-shirt, guys. I mean, what can you say? What can you say? Brilliant as always. Thank you so much, William.
Awesome.
I'll hide that one. That was really superb. Now then, let me hide. Ray's going to grab himself a little glass of water there. You all right, mate?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Cool. Getting there. We're almost there. Home straights. Now then, Ray, I'm so sad that I can't do the do because I literally deleted all the videos.
Ding.
What an absolute noob. Ray doesn't mind, do you, mate? You're quite happy. Ray's not a massive fan of the ding. But it's Ray's praise, by the way, guys. Who are you praising this week, my friend?
I am praising, hey Joe, what you doing, Joe? Cloud Gaming Dad. He did such a fantastic job yesterday on Stadia 1000. He was doing the frog game yesterday. What's the
Frog Island?
Yeah, Frog Island yesterday. But guys, he just yesterday got over 100 subscribers.
Nice.
But I thought he did just a wonderful job.
Yeah.
And guys, just make sure.
Not only.
Go ahead.
I just want to give him a plug real quick. Not only is he a fantastic content creator, but if you look at the jersey he's wearing right now, that's his merch that he sells, and it's Stadia branded. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, he's got some great merch.
He was selling merch through his streams. He was getting subscribers during his stream and talking. He talked. What I loved about him that while he was playing the game, he constantly talked to the chat. He probably read every quote from the chat, and but I've always followed him on Twitter. He's always been great, and just wanted to give him a praise. And guys, we have a lot of great Stadia streamers out there. He's one of them, so make sure you follow him and check him out.
Totally. I was very much aware of him. He's popped into chat. I'd seen him in chat and stuff. But only recently I've started watching his content. He's really, really good. He's definitely a rising star in the community. And what I love about his content, and I'm sure you feel the same way, is he's trying to do other things and not just gameplay. So he's trying to do the kind of documentary stuff. He's trying to do the kind of commentary stuff. He's doing the tutorials. He's doing shorts. He's really going the full gamut. Now, as you rightly said, he's got some amazing merch. In fact, Rudig says the same thing. Cloud Gaming Dad has some awesome merch. Got 2 esports Stadia jerseys for the Chat Stadia show. Founders Edition one is my favorite. There you go. I did see some more up here just now. And Martinez, great to see you, my friend. New Team Rokk member. Cloud Gaming Dad is such an amazing individual. He also made the option for kid sizes as a special request from me. Oh, that's nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is good. We do have, Ray, you choose without any shadow of a doubt, you choose the most amazing people to praise. As always, when the show's over, I will be popping into the description and adding Joe's channel details. He's now up to 100, isn't he? 145. So he should have.
Wow.
No, sorry, 108. Beg your pardon. I was looking at the views. So he's up to 108. So he can now have his own URL. So I'll find out if he's got one. If not, I would just pop the link into the description anyway. And then get over there and check his content out, because quite honestly, he does do some great stuff. Even his thumbnails, he's putting a lot of work in. It's great to see, and it all pays dividends without a shadow of a doubt. So a definite one to watch, and a proud to have him in the Stadia in the Stadia community.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then definitely look. He's always putting stuff on Twitter. He's really busy on Twitter as well.
Yeah, no, he is. He's a great guy. So just quickly, some chat to mop up here. Where have we got? We've got Dre, Rokk, and Chat. Do you know, maybe on Mondays, there will be a new show after SPG stream called From Zero to Hero, a Google Stadia story. Do you know anything about this, William?
I don't, but I love the title. That's got me
Yeah.
intrigued.
Yeah.
Zero to Hero, a Google Stadia story.
Yeah. Is that going to be yours, Dre? Are you going to be doing that one? Or are you just throwing it out there because you'd love it to happen?
Well, it sounds like he's got it on. I branded it already.
Yeah,
He
he's
gave it a
there.
title.
And there's Bjorn, my new co-host for Thursday, hyping it up. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much. We'd hoped to get Bjorn and Holtz on today. Fortunately, timings didn't work, but we'll be doing it all on the Thursday, so that's going to be fun. Ray, thank you so much as always, my friend, and I particularly appreciate you coming along today because I know that you still get this flipping thing, and your throat's been giving you some jip. But always appreciate seeing you guys. Really appreciate. Also, John, get well soon, my friend, as well. Hope you got nothing that's going to last for too long. Maybe just been burning the candle at both ends a bit too much.
Maybe.
You know how it can get in this game. New jobs and stuff.
You got to rest, guys. All this streaming and all these shows, it comes back. So rest up.
Yeah,
especially if you're sick.
So I totally agree. Now, and in time-honored tradition, Ray, are you going to be aiming to do any more streaming this week, or are you going to get that throat better first?
I'm taking a break. I did have the Sportcast because I think my man Vet is sick, so they asked me to help out, not just let them know. I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling, but we'll see. But I'm actually going to take a break the rest of the week and see how I am next week. Because health is more important than gaming, folks. So take care of yourself.
There you go. You heard it from the man, totally. Oh, sorry to hear that Vet's under the weather as well. They're dropping like flies out there, William.
They are.
Hey, we got dogs getting monkey pox out here. And, well, actually, that was in France. That was in France.
Oh, wow.
A dog got monkeypox.
A dog got monkeypox in France.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But we have monkeypox and everything out here. Like,
yeah. And tsunamis. They're coming soon, aren't they? To a shore near you.
Yeah. Oh, I got a kayak in my garage, so I'll be all right.
He's got a large dinghy.
Evan on the front, Nicole on the back, and off you go. Oh, look, Dasby's he's straight in there with monkey porks. That would be a good one for the pigs as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. Brilliant stuff. Chat. Oh, hang on. I'm forgotten. Oh, William. How could I forget you, my friend? My lovely friend. What have you got coming up this week? Because it's always something and you always forget something as well.
Yeah, there's always something going on. Wednesday, I'm playing something with the community, something multiplayer, probably a shooty bang bang game. But Friday, I'm getting back to Metro Exodus. I'm going to continue that game.
Such a good game.
As soon as that game is over, I'm going to punish myself because I'm going to start Sekiro.
Oh, I thought you were going to get the birch out. Give yourself a little bit of sadomasochism. Tell you what, it's good. It's great for the skin. It's better than a bar of old soap. Which one were you going to? Which one? When I rudely interrupted you, are you going to be doing?
Sekiro. After Metro Exodus, I'm going to strap in for a beating and try to complete that game.
He's going to strap on, Ray, after after the beating. Apparently, I couldn't be doing that Sekiro. That's for real men. That game, Struth. Oh, I'm going to stick with Peppa Pig World, I think.
To be safer than Sekiro, that's for sure.
Wowza. The chat are duly impressed. Hell yeah, says Dre. R.I.P. says Bjorn. Oh, wow, that would be cool. Oh, it's great. Metro Exodus is such a good game, though.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Beautiful game. Fantastic. Gents, well, I'm going to be everywhere. I'm going to be here every day, except for Saturday and Sunday. Of course, we're going to be doing our show, the new show, on Thursday, which is the Cloud Rokk show, which is going to be a bit chaotic day one, because we're just going to try some stuff and see what works, throw it at the wall. But we've got that amazing new soundtrack from Al Davis Music, Code Z. So I can't wait to reveal that. That's a unique piece of music just for the show. What an absolute gent. And then of course we're back next Tuesday. Hopefully with the full band, the full four, the quattro. John hopefully be back, and hopefully Ray, you'll be feeling better, mate, and your throat will have had a chance to repair itself. But I really appreciate you coming on today, because I know it's been a struggle for you there at times.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you. You've been amazing. What a fantastic turnout, as always. Don't forget, later I will be popping up on Twitter today's win. Saints Row. It's only around the corner. What day is it? It's 23rd. It comes out on Stadia, isn't it? Saints Row.
I think so.
So get yourselves into the competition, and I will be doing the old wheelie spinny thing at the end of the week. And at that point, you gets to win the prize. So that would be good. Thank you, everybody. There won't be any end music, I'm afraid. I deleted it. I'll bring it all back. Don't worry. It'll be back next week. So I'm going to hit end stream, and what's going to happen is we're all going to pause like at the end of Police Squad, because we're still here. Have a great day. See you all soon. Take care. There it goes. Play. We know we're muted.
Oh,
but you see, it's important, because we're not supposed to be here.
it's still live.
I know. I'll just pretend we're still friends. Just pretend we're like we always we pretend we're friends, and then they all just run off and shout at each other, don't we, and stuff, and they never know. They just think we're the best of buddies. We hate each other, really. I don't know why I even do this show with you lot, to be honest. Miserable bunch. I can't get rid of it. We're going to be here forever, fellas. End stream.